I just watched the Chainsaw Man movie completely blind. No manga, no trailers, no reviews. And oh boy, do I have some thoughts. So let's make some pizza, while I give my brutally honest opinion on this film. And hopefully not get cancelled. In terms of the series, the dough represents season 1, with this fork being Tatsuki Fujimoto's preferred method to start slow, followed by aggressively punching the soul out of us, gently setting us into this lovely world, lovely universe, lovely characters, and eliminating every piece of hope we had for Hibito surviving past episode 8. But with the doom that was season 1, Fujimoto put the dough in a warm place for a while, maybe 40 minutes, maybe 3 years, to let the gravity of the situation rise. We then get hit with the idea of the Reze arc, which led me to ask the most common question for any non-manga reader out there: who the fuck is Reze? Is this Reze? After seeing just how much my feed was exploding with this movie, I rushed to the theater to see it. What people out there are calling an absolute masterpiece. Absolute cinema, if you will. Movie theater aside, it looks like the dough has finally finished rising. After Fujimoto flattened our hearts, get it? Flattened, and toyed with our emotions in season 1, I suppose we're ready for the next step. I was tempted to make this part about Fujimoto again, but the script is currently telling me that I have already run that bit dry, so I should get on with actually talking about the movie now. The sauce is going to be the main aspect that made us feel like a movie at all: the music. The music was always good, but the sound design was stellar, and it made so many moments in the movie feel so much more epic. In terms of production value, the music is honestly the standout thing of this film for me, which I know might come off as a shock since most people are quick to discuss the animation, which was also pretty nice, but the soundtrack was the immediate standout moment. Before putting any ingredients, I like to add more seasoning like garlic and herbs. I was going to put chili flakes, but just like Power, it looks like it's non-existent. Power was sidelined so hard in this film. I really didn't think we would just straight up never see her again for the rest of the movie after the first few minutes. She's not my favorite character really, but I didn't mind her around as I enjoyed the growing dynamic between her and the rest of the trio. And I did think we were going to get more of that in the movie. Yes, I was going in that blind. Now, for my next ingredient, the most common sense one to put after the sauce: pepperoni. It's pepperoni. Denji is the pepperoni, and here's why. He's something that we're all familiar with. Like it or not, he's always there, but he's also widely appreciated and seen as necessary in the show. Denji had a lot of funny bits that made me laugh. I especially love the one where he's debating going into the pool with Reze, and it just cuts to him naked and running in. Also, he had some great moments with other characters like Beam, which we will get to later. Green Pepper would be that one guy that was definitely going to die, because the moment he showed up on screen, I was like, yeah, there's no way this guy isn't dead. There's nothing more deadly than stating out loud that you have honest ambitions and motivations in life. Do you know what show you're in? I don't see green bell pepper on pizza that much, but when it's there, it's fine. Aki going along with his vision for the future was a great moment too, because even though he knows he's going to die soon, he wants to spare other people's feelings. Speaking of Aki, then we get the jalapenos. Aki is the representation of these jalapenos, because there's never enough in my opinion. I'm a complete simp, and I'm disappointed that we didn't get to see more of his doomed ass in this film, as he was just a B-plot. But hey, at least he actually was in the movie. Red Bell Pepper would be that angel demon guy, because while his whole dynamic with Makima is interesting, when he had his fake out death, I genuinely didn't care. Though I love the part where Aki admits that he doesn't want to see anyone else die in front of him, showing how he really has been impacted a lot from working in his job and Himeno dying and all of that. Because if you think of it this way, we just met the guy in this movie. I don't care if he dies. But by the time we reach the end of the film, I did like the potential. that his character holds. And the red bell pepper does provide an interesting flavor, though I'm starting to get worried about the spice level of this pizza, to be honest. I decided to put a community post and tell me what they thought about the movie and just the general thoughts on the show. And I actually got 2 responses, so thank you guys. One of you mentioned that you saw the movie a few days ago and thought it was gorgeous, both in animation and in showing how it can have emotional moments be just as memorable. Also, Fruit Eater 2010 is radiating such me energy. But now let's get into the top 3 highlights of this film. You see this onion right here? Some of you may think, this is just a normal onion. Others of you may think, why am I watching this video? I should click off right now. But the reason I'm showing you this onion, it's because a wise ogre once told me that onions aren't just a fruit. They have layers. I can't. The same thing goes for Reze over here. She has layers. She's the onion. And honestly, she can be the subject of her own video. The payoff was genuinely so good, as that one scene with Reze singing in Russian was probably one of my favorite moments in the entire film. While on the surface, it seems like she's just a psychopath, in reality, she's a psychopath that fell for Denji after spending a considerable amount of time with him. They also just had far more chemistry than Denji ever did with Makima, as their date was incredibly dull for him. And he didn't actually get any enjoyment or anything out of the date. He left that date thinking, oh yeah, Miss Makima looked cute. Yeah, you don't need a date to use your eyes. Jokes aside, Reze is an onion due to the multiple layers in her personality, far from surface level. The more I think about her proposition to ask Denji to leave with her, the more I can't help but theorize that she was actually being sincere, and if Denji did accept to leave with her to hide away, she would have given up on her mission and actually hid him away. While Reze's age isn't necessarily confirmed, the series suggests that she's around the same age as Denji, which would make it even more believable that she's willing to switch up and do something so spontaneous. The final nail in the coffin for Reze as a character was definitely finding out that she also had a horrible upbringing and didn't get a chance to go to school either. That final scene where she admits this shows just how much her and Denji had in common, and that she liked him far more than she was letting on. Reze's death was sad, and I'm actually a bit disappointed that we won't see anything from her character again. But now that we have this pizza mostly assembled, I got the penultimate ingredient. Pineapple. Yes, I am a pineapple on pizza enjoyer. And as I was sitting in that theater, wishing I had snuck in some Sour Patch Kids, I knew, even before the movie was over, just who was going to be the pineapple in this pizza allegory. Shark Boy. No, not that Shark Boy. This Shark Boy. Beam single-handedly carried this movie. I know Reze is probably the favorite character in all of this, but Beam is the most ridiculous side character. He oozes sidekick energy, but is actually built like a tank and is the main hero of this film. Denji would have been dead several times over if it wasn't for Beam. There were also so many instances where Beam should have just straight up died. It got to the point that once Reze was giving her final attack to him, where she was punching him constantly midair, I thought to myself, oh, he's dead. There's no way. And yet he still lived. But for real though, I need some sort of explanation. I don't know if I missed it in the movie or if it's supposed to be kept a mystery, because there is no way he survived all of that and is ready to bounce back like nothing. Something weird is going on with this dude. I mean, when he was first introduced, I really thought, man, that's weird. Why are we getting some random dude instead of power? Who the heck asked for this? But now, I'm too busy debating whether I want him to be part of the main cast or not. Cause on one hand, he's great, but on the other hand, him joining the cast increases the odds of dying in the worst way possible. And don't think I didn't catch him saying that he knows more than he's letting on with the Gun Devil. So while on the outside he may seem a bit odd, in reality, the addition worked really well in the overall cohesion of the movie, and I enjoyed it a lot. Like pineapple. Looking at all of this, it seems like we're all ready to go for the pizza. But just like most things in Chainsaw Man, there is a constant. Something that always revolves around the idea of pizza. cheese. I mean, makima. Makima is the cheese to every pizza. If the pizza wants to be different, well, cheese is still required. Lactose intolerant? Well, too bad. Happy couple? You wish. Cheese coats and invades all, flexible to any crevice, capable of shimmying its way into the story of each character. Makima sees all, knows all, and cheeses all. And yes, I am deeply upset that she killed off Reze. But now that we have everything together, let's put it in the oven. And as we watch how this pizza transforms over time, I can't help but think, am I too critical sometimes of media? Did Reze really love Denji? What kind of upbringing would produce someone like Fujimoto? Can we see more of Aki with his hair down? I noticed the pizza was done. So, what I think about this movie? Well, when it comes to this movie, I guess, just like this pizza, it had a lot of great ingredients. It was good, nothing life-changing to me personally, but it was a fun time. If anything, my only real gripe was that it was over so soon. I would have loved to see several episodes dedicated to this arc and Reze as a character rather than in the film, honestly speaking. But that might just be a me thing because I just generally don't like movies. Now that the pizza's ready and I've gotten all my thoughts out, I guess now's the time to try it. I also might have overdid it with the jalapenos. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, subscribe and comment, and I might feature you in the next video, who knows. With that, bye.